enjoyment, or I don't even get pissed off watching this team anymore. I just get pure enjoyment with how are they going to top themselves the following week. So, in the Monday Night Football game, you have Justin Fields arguably have his coming out party, which we now officially have found out that the Chicago Bears, a.k.a. Matt Nagy, is sabotaging his ass. My co-host may not think so, but I already seen it today, guys. Matt Nagy sabotaging Justin Fields, and that's a fireable offense. Anyways, from that point on, Justin Fields has the best game. Good. Monday Night Football, you somehow come from behind and you're taking the lead when it looked like you guys should have probably been blown out. Then what happens? Oh, wait. The defense comes down, gets the chance to get the stop, and they get gashed by old Big Ben Roethlisberger, and they go kick the game-winning field goal, which ends up winning. You just have too less of time left to even get into good field goal range. You have Cairo Santos make an impossible 65-yard field goal that ends up missing, and you end up losing. Okay, bye week. So the bye week is where the team and the players are supposed to just be like, okay, we're in the bye week. We need to game plan for the Ravens. Yes, we can slightly take this week off, but we still need to game plan, come up with a game plan, still practice a bit to have for the Ravens. Trust me, play football at high school. We had bye weeks. That's what we were doing, prepping for the next team during the bye week. We didn't take a week off, but clearly it seems like during the bye week, this entire team likes to take the week off for the bye and come back the following week. So, the Bears are notoriously, Matt Nagy's notoriously known as being the head coach of the Bears at this point in time, before the game, was 0-3 coming into a bye week game, or after the bye week game. And what happens? So, okay. The first thing, you get good news. Good news. Well, first, let's start off the bad news. I actually did make a video, but I never uploaded, so I'll get it out of the way. Bad news. You find out leading into this game, Khalil Mack got foot surgery, done for the season. Well, that kind of just, I'm just going to give my quick thoughts. That kind of just shoots your shot for the season being somehow getting into the playoffs. Gone. Because Khalil Mack means too much to this team. What are your thoughts on Khalil Mack being hurt?
I mean, honestly, the defense, as you can see today, needs all the help they can get. Honestly, Khalil Mack's getting old, but he's still one of the better players on that defense, and if not the best player. Yep. So it's going to hurt them either way.
Yep.
But I don't think with how bad the defense is, even and how good I do think he still is, I don't think he still makes a difference because of how bad the defense is.
You mean the secondary?
That big of a difference.
You mean the secondary?
When I saw that blown coverage today with Sammy Watkins, I said, what is going on that one of those when Huntley just threw it up there at the end? He was wide open.
Well, we'll get to Sean Desai's defense. Anyways, so Khalil Mack's out for the season. That essentially tells the Bears, guess what? When they go up against good teams, guess what? They're done. They're not getting no pressure whatsoever. I don't care what Robert Quinn did early in the game. Did he get sacks on the key drive for the Ravens? No, he did not. Next, bad news. Danny Trevathan, he's out for the season too. Oh, wait, Danny T? That's the same guy 2 years ago, or even I think in the COVID season, that got hurt. And he was out for the season back then. You had a young, up-and-coming Nick Kwiatkowski at the time on this team who looked promising. He filled in for Roquan when he got hurt that year, and when he replaced Danny T for a bit, he looked good. Ryan Pace, same GM, pays Danny Trevathan, an old man, but doesn't pay the young Nick Kwiatkowski to stay on your team. Now he's on the Raiders. Now I know he's not doing nothing with the Raiders, but he was a nice, solid piece. Sometimes you can have just solid players. Bears didn't do that. They didn't sign a much younger player over an aging veteran. Now Danny T's gone, and he probably played the last game as a Bear, whatever game he got hurt, wearing Jay Cutler's freaking number. Wow. So going to this game, Eddie Jackson out. Not shocked. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, but if Eddie Jackson was there, there would be no blown coverage. Shut the hell up.
Hey, come on.
It was still a blown coverage, regardless who it was.
If
Eddie
you
Jackson
look
wouldn't have
at-
changed a damn thing.
If you look at the play, they had communication errors, and I think if Eddie Jackson was there, those communication errors are not there.
Maybe the communications is there if Eddie Jackson's there, but guess what? You want to know something I can't count on Eddie Jackson? To tackle. He can't tackle. So in other words, Eddie Jackson's injury means meaningless to me. At the end of the day, you play with the guys you got. So if Deion Bush, DeAndre Houston Carson, or anybody else who's playing in the safety set, Tashawn Gibson, can't cover, then guess what? What the hell are they doing on the field? Anyways, so Eddie Jackson's out. Then Allen Robinson is out. So you're down your number one receiver. It's not like he's doing anything anyways this season. Regardless.
Anything anyways this season.
Regardless. The good thing going into this game is Lamar Jackson was out, and the Ravens are starting backup quarterback Tyler Huntley.
A quick question.
What?
It's not COVID, it's just a regular illness, right?
For who?
Lamar.
Yeah, it was just a regular illness.
All right, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, Tyler Huntley is the starting quarterback. Now, if the Bears knew the game plan of last time the Ravens played, the thing is, well, guess what? The Dolphins just blitzed the Ravens over and over and over again. Okay, simple game plan. Simple as that. And you got the backup quarterback starting? That's even worse. Hell, you can play Engage 8. I don't freaking care. It's in the house.
You learned that from Madden?
Yep.
Me too.
Apparently, the thing is, we got a secondary that can't cover for shit. That's the problem. And guess who? Kendall Vildor absolutely stinks. Now, please tell me, why does Kendall Vildor have a job when I could have a job on one freaking leg?
I do want to say you did call it. I called you. You said, just wait, watch the game. And you called it after Andy Dalton threw that touchdown. You said, wait for the end of the game. So I will give it to you. You knew what was going to happen. You called it.
Let me get to that. Okay.
I just want to make sure everyone watching this proof that you did call it.
Yeah. So anyways, the game starts. Okay. Ravens gets the ball first. We get a great defensive stop, even though the Ravens moved the ball somewhat. Okay, you get the ball back. Justin Fields makes a nice throw and everything, and they get all the way down to the red zone. It's 3rd and 5. And, the one thing that is a good phrase around Chicago that my coach definitely needs to know is this. Nagy is going to Nagy. We decide on a 3rd and 5 to run some sort of shotgun toss to the short side. And what happens? Of course, it ran for a first down. No. And then Matt Nagy's eyes, he sees it running for a first down or maybe a touchdown. In reality, it ended up getting stuffed for no yard. Okay. All right, fine. We get all this way down the red zone to do what? Do the same old Chicago Bears, Matt Nagy offense. Kick field goals. Oh, that's hard because you bring your Cairo Santos, who ended his streak of making, 40 consecutive field goals ended because you had to stupidly take a 65-yard field goal in the Monday Night Football game. Now, guess what? He missed that. Oh, and then he happens to miss another one. So that's 2 straight misses. You already gave him the demons. Now, it seems like he can't make a kick. Wide left. Eventually, the Ravens go all the way down the freaking field. Well, eventually, and they kick a field goal. Okay.
The wind was crazy, though.
I don't care. If Justin Tucker can make these field goals,
if Justin Tucker can? He's the best kicker, one of the best, maybe the best kicker of all time.
And Cairo Santos, for the past few games and year, was one of the best kickers in the league, too. He missed a kick, plain and simple.
No Cody Parkey, but
guess what? He makes that kick. What's the score by the end of the game, at least? 16-60, probably going into overtime. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I know if Andy Dalton gets the ball back, he's scoring.
No. Anyways. Justin Fields is not looking good because the play calling's trash, like always. Justin Fields harms himself by fumbling the ball away when it looked like we had a progressing third drive of the game. So he fumbles the ball away because the offensive line can't help block for shit. So that's bad. He fumbles the ball away. That leads to, I believe, the field goal. Then Justin Fields gets the ball back, only to not pass it to David Montgomery for some odd reason and checking it down to the flats. And he takes it himself and ends up getting himself hurt. Ribs. And he's out for the rest of the game. Now, I don't know if he's going to play Thursday. I think it's going to be a quick turnaround, so I highly doubt he's going to play. I hope he plays because I don't want to waste 3 hours of my Thanksgiving watching Andy Dalton. Please, Justin Fields, for the love of all Bear fans, come back Thursday on Thanksgiving Day and blow the Lions out, which will probably happen. But if Andy Dalton plays, guess what? We're going to lose that game. Hell, even if Justin Fields is in the game, and he's somehow playing with like extra rib protection, we might still lose that game. And that comes in form of the damn defense. They'd probably make Jared Goff look like a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Or no, not Jared Goff, Tim Boyle.
I got a tweet 5 minutes ago about they asked Matt Nagy if Justin Fields has broken ribs. He said he doesn't know. And then they asked if he will start on Thursday against the Lions, and he said if healthy, yes. But no definitive answer. He wouldn't commit to it.
Yeah, we don't know at this point.
Just want to let you know that's the last tweet I got 5 minutes ago.
I highly doubt he might play because Monday, Tuesday, that's 3 days. That's a quick turnaround. I don't expect him to start. If I'm being honest.
Remember the rib injury he had in college? He's tough.
But then you're right. Yeah, that is true. So I could definitely expect him to play. Oh, well, we'll have to see. I guarantee. I can guarantee you, Justin Fields will do whatever within his power to go on play in that game on Thanksgiving because he's a baller like that.
He took a shot in the playoff.
So I honestly wouldn't be shocked if they're like, okay, if you feel like you're healthy enough, then we'll just put extra protection on you and stuff that.
Yeah, you have a flak jacket, and you can probably throw an extra like one of those padded rib ones, like the foam or whatever.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. I hope Justin Fields plays on that Thanksgiving Day. Otherwise,
is it in Chicago or in Detroit?
That's in Detroit. They always have Detroit games in Thanksgiving Day. That's a staple. Yeah.
Are you wearing throwbacks too?
They don't wear. The Bears have no throwbacks.
They wore the same.
Their throwbacks is what they wear all the time. They've been wearing those type of colors since.
I'm talking about the orange stripes down the.
They only do that for home games.
Oh, okay.
That's the home alternate jersey that I still think needs to die because it's horrendous.
No, it's not.
The jerseys look cool. I'm not going to deny that, but get a new damn alternate jersey for crying out loud.
They have the orange one.
Yeah, they have the orange one that they barely wear, but hey, it is what it is. But they already wore that. I think they already wore that and they ended up losing. Whatever. I'm not talking about jersey colors. Anyways, so Justin Fields gets hurt. Andy bum-ass, it's my time, Dalton, comes out and trots out onto the field. And this is when we finally realize we get the sabotaging of Justin Fields. First snap from scrimmage for Andy Dalton. Play action boot. Oh, wait. That's something Bear fans have been calling for Matt Nagy to do with Justin Fields. Yes, does he do it? Yeah, but he doesn't put him on boots all in like damn near 50+ percent of the time. So one boot in for Andy Dalton. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Another thing fans were calling for. Why don't we run screens for Justin Fields? Interesting. Second play from scrimmage for Andy Dalton. Throws a 60-yard screen pass touchdown to Darnell Mooney. Oh, who would have guessed? You throw it to your athletic guy and you have the right guys blocking, you can actually get a lot of yards. My only problem with this whole thing is this, even though I'm happy about the touchdown. Where was that for Justin Fields? Please, Matt Nagy, if I was a reporter, I'd ask him those two questions. So, Matt Nagy, first two plays from scrimmage, you run a boot and a screen pass for Andy Dalton. Why could you not do that with Justin Fields? Is he not ready? Is he not comfortable with the playbook of doing that? Doesn't seem like a valid excuse. That seemed like a simple play action boot right there. That seemed like an easy bubbles screen right there. What's going on? We run a screen and a boot for Andy Dalton coming into the game, but with Justin Fields, We get nothing of that. After I saw those two plays, it further confirmed for me that Matt Nagy is sabotaging Justin Fields' development. I don't care. My co-hosts can say wrong. Other Bear fans can say wrong. I'm already convinced he's sabotaging Justin Fields. You want to know why? He never wanted to start Justin Fields this season at any point. He only wanted bum-ass Andy Dalton to play to prove his point. I can win with Andy. And that process accelerated when I can win with Andy got hurt. And you just go stick with the young gun. But okay, let's change the playbook up for Andy, it's my time, Dalton. Yeah. He definitely looked good after scoring that touchdown, right? Only went 2 touchdowns. Yeah, nice double move. That's on the damn Ravens' fault. How the hell do you get bite on a fucking double move on a receiver? And then 2, that's 4th and like long. Why are you not in some sort of zone defense? And you just send your 2 linebackers or something, or maybe send 1 linebacker. Okay, but other than that, those 2 touchdowns, what else did he do? Just the same amount as what Justin Fields did. Absolutely nothing. He was overthrowing guys, freaking throwing short to guys. Same old Andy Dalton. You can go see play for any of the other 31 teams in the league. Don't waste my time with that clown. Hopefully Justin Fields freaking just pads up and he's able to go Thursday for my sanity. Otherwise, I'm debating if I should do the Bears like I'm doing the Clippers right now. And that's not watching them.
You got to watch the Bears on Thanksgiving. Come on.
I probably am going to watch them to suck my – I'm going to come back for more mediocrity in terms of play.
Please do.
Anyways.
I love watching these videos tonight. Well, I'll probably be in it, actually, because I can watch the game. So anyways. That's what happens. Score a touchdown. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention, too. You end the half not even scoring 1 single point. Coming off a bye week. Now, let me ask my co-host. Is that good or is that pretty bad? I'd say terrible.
You're coming off a bye week. You have 2 guaranteed weeks of preparation. And you do not score 1 single point in a half. That is embarrassing. Another indictment on why Matt Nagy needs to be fired. Okay. All right. And eventually what happens is the Ravens kick a field goal. They go up 9-7. Now, as a Bear fan, you should feel like, you know what? This is probably the moment we lose the game. Andy Dalton goes on the drive. So we convert on 1 4th down. Oh, let me get this out the way. One of the 4th down conversions we did not get. And this is stupid. I was just listening to the Tapes Never Lies Network about the whole Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy, apparently his headset went out, and he screams at some random-ass guy on the sideline, "Fix my fucking headset, it's out!" In the meantime, you don't know if your team is trying to go for it on 4th down. You bring the offense back. You got all of Soldier Field booing you. Like, come on, dude. Have some dang balls. Go for it on 4th down. Now, some people say, you can't go for it on that 4th down. You're at midfield. Man, screw those people. You go for it on 4th down because your offense isn't moving the dang ball, and you need something to rejuvenate your offense. Maybe converting a 4th and 1 does that. But before the 4th and down, you somehow throw a deep pass to Darnell Mooney, which ended up incomplete. 1 foot in, 1 foot out of bounds. Don't know why you did that instead of run the ball on 3rd and 1. It's 4th and 1. So while Matt Nagy is screaming on the sideline to some random Joe Schmo about fix my headset, it's not working. I don't know why you just can't rip somebody else's headset off their damn head and put it on your head. In the meantime, you got the offense coming back with a punt team going out on the field, and everybody in Chicago and Soldier Field's booing, and Matt Nagy cracks under pressure because he's afraid of everybody calling his ass out like they rightfully are, and he calls and wastes a timeout. Okay, timeout. Then what does he do? He gets his little new headset, and then he sends the offense back on the field. Only to do what? Run the Wildcat?
Yes, he's very upset. But I don't think it was that bad a play call either, though. Honestly, he tried to probably mix it up there a little bit, give him something different. So, I mean, I am the co-host, I guess. So the host is very upset, but I didn't think it was that bad of a play call.
I need to get some water to cool myself down.
I kept them entertained. I said I didn't think it was that bad of a play call. He was just trying to mix it up a little bit, and they probably weren't expecting the Wildcat. So,
under no circumstance, I don't care. That's a terrible play call. You run the Wildcat on 4th and 1. That's not even giving the Ravens a threat that you're passing. At least with a quarterback, there's a threat. Play action pass. You run over Wildcat and get stuffed. I don't care if Tony Romo said if David Montgomery goes to the left, he might have got it. Who cares? Who knows? But still, it's a bad play call. You don't run a shotgun Wildcat formation. That's a guaranteed giveaway run. You get stopped. Thank God Tashawn Gibson gets a pick when it looked like the defense needed the pick the most. You get the ball back. This is a critical situation. You need to get a touchdown or at least a field goal at this point in time. And guess what? The Bears managed to convert on one fourth down conversion. Simple. The play is so easy that I'm wondering why do we never run this for Justin Fields? It's just a stupid little speed out to the corner of the sideline. Don't know why we don't run that for Justin Fields, but we run that for Andy Dalton. Again, sabotaging at its finest. Then, and especially too, then after some overthrow balls by Andy bum-ass Dalton, he finally hits a deep pass on 4th and something after Jason Peters' false start. And after the false start, I'm like, oh, this is how the Bears going to lose and everything. You saw the fans' reaction on the broadcast. He literally walked away. He was pissed.
I pulled his back down. I was like, that looked like you.
Funny enough, Tony Romo on the broadcast said, hey, you might want to turn around and stay and see what happens. Well, lo and behold, crazier things happen. And for some reason, we had a quarterback actually complete a deep pass off a double move. And right there, nice pass. Again, why don't we run double moves for Justin Fields? Interesting. Fun. You never guessed. Sabotage at its finest. I'm going to continue to say that for the coming weeks. So that happens. Okay, the Bears are up. They score a touchdown. For some dumbass reason, they decide to go for 2. No idea what's going on in their head. Oh, but if the Ravens tie the game, it's 15-something. Who cares? The Ravens would have still, if they scored a touchdown, which they did, but it kicked the field goal, you lose by 1. Why are you going for 2? Just kick the dang field goal and trust your defense. So, okay, whatever. Bears get the touchdown. End of the day. Now, this is at the moment my friend was trying to call me over here, seeing, I told you, Andy Dalton's going to do it. Andy Dalton's going to do it. You know what I did? When I picked it up the first time, I just hit the hang up sign. I hung up. And he's like, what? And I'm just like, hold on, wait. I'm just going to watch and see how this game ends. Literally. And I tweeted out after the Bears scored a touchdown. Bears scored a touchdown, great and all. But the question is the Sean Desai's defense going to get a stop? That's the question. First play from scrimmage. Looks like Tyler Huntley's going to get picked. Oh, wait. Not a pick because there's a flag on the field. Kendall Vildor, who was being targeted all game long, being abused by, what's the receiver? Bateman?
Rashad Bateman, yeah. Yeah,
Rashad Bateman. Getting owned all over the place by him. If your opposite corner of your number 1 corner in Jalen Johnson is getting targeted by a backup quarterback, now you just know your corner on the other end sucks. The backups are even freaking targeting his ass. Kendall Vildor, bench his ass. Try somebody else. Pick somebody up from the waiver wire or in free agency. Because my God, nobody else can do any worse than freaking Kendall Vildor, can they?
It was blatant holding, pass interference, whatever they called either on that too.
So you get the pass interference thanks to Kendall Vildor that puts the ball in midfield. Huntley completes another pass down the sideline. They're in the red zone. And you as a Bears fan, you're just looking like they're going to do it again, aren't they? Just like the Steelers game. The defense going to let this team go down the field and score the touchdown to take the lead. Lo and behold, I'm over here just like, they're really going to do this. They're going to blow it again. And I'm just over here cackling because I saw it coming a mile away because you can't trust John Desai's defense. And what's the typical thing with the Bears? Ever since I started watching the Bears seriously, there's always been one time, every time in certain games, there's always been this one thing. It's 3rd and long. The Bears get the stop here. They force 4th down, and it's probably impossible for the Ravens to find a way to win this game. The one thing I've always seen in every Bears game I started watching this team seriously is every time in the secondary on defense, there's always a time where we have a blown coverage. For some absurd reason, Sammy Watkins was left wide the hell open. Tyler Huntley rolled out to buy himself some time. He just honestly chucked it up there. And it was right there in Sammy Watkins' breadbasket. Wide open, right damn near on the 1 yard line. Somebody in Chicago Bears secondary forgot their man, and it was a blown coverage. And all Devontae Freeman has to do is they hand it off to him with 20 seconds left to go in the game. Rushes in for a touchdown, which no Chicago Bears players had any heart to try to stuff the run and make a tackle. You would have killed the Ravens using one timeout. And essentially, they would have had to been in a throwing situation in the goal line. But no, you just let measly old Devontae Freeman run into the end zone. And when that happened, I was like, this is what I told my co-host. You can't count on the Chicago Bears. Don't bet on the Chicago Bears. So if you ever go to Vegas, lesson learned. Do not bet on the Chicago Bears, especially with Matt Nagy as the head coach. And what happens? So they take the lead, and the Bears have to freaking find a way to march down the field and at least get into field goal range.
Basically impossible
to do something in less than 20 seconds. So you're essentially in the same position you were 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh.
And I mentioned one thing. You got to think of through the whole second half how they wasted probably 3 timeouts. I always say in the second half especially, you cannot waste timeouts. It was 4th and 1. Like you cannot. Those 3 timeouts would have come big in the end. So that was bad play call, or not play call, but bad coaching and management by Matt Nagy on that part.
Of course, it's bad management. If you have to call a timeout
those 3 timeouts could have helped out.
If you call a timeout to make up your mind, if you're going for it on 4th down and you end up failing to get it, that's a waste of a timeout.
Stupid. You have to save those. I always believe in the second half, you have to save those timeouts. So
at that point, you might as well should have just punted the ball.
I agree.
So anyways, 20 seconds.
Stupid.
You managed to get a nice long completion with 4 seconds left. That, hey, okay. You're just going to have to go. You're going to have to chuck it up for a Hail Mary. And what I find very funny and sabotagey is the fact that in Pittsburgh, we were kind of in the same area, but we elect to kick a 65-yard field goal instead of chuck it up for a Hail Mary. But for Andy Dalton, we want to go attempt and chuck up a Hail Mary. But it wouldn't matter because guess what? Freaking Andy Dalton gets sacked on a Hail Mary. How do you get sacked on a Hail Mary?
It was because of the win today is why they wouldn't attempt a field goal.
I'm talking about in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and they did, but I'm saying the win was different today. The win was whipping today.
My point is this. My point, listen. My point is this. So in the Pittsburgh game, you want to elect to kick the 65-yard field goal. Okay, you try to kick a freaking impossible field goal, but you don't want to go and maybe win the Hail Mary with Justin Fields. But in this game, you don't want to elect to kick a 65-yard field goal again. You want to freaking go throw the Hail Mary with Andy Dalton. Seems sabotagey at best.
Bro, it's because the win today was whipping. Did you see Justin Tucker's last extra point?
Yep.
It looked like a Tim Wakefield knuckleball.
I sure did.
So
I'm just stating out the obvious. I'm just stating out the obvious.
But that's not the obvious. The obvious is they didn't kick the extra point or the field goal today at the end of the game because the wind was crazy and They were talking on the broadcast that Andy Dalton's going to need to get even farther down the field to throw the Hail Mary because it's going to be hard to throw because of the wind. So obviously the kick would be hard.
Whatever. You're supposed to still complete the Hail Mary. That's your job as the quarterback. Complete the Hail Mary, and hopefully it comes down, ends up being a touchdown.
That's your job as the quarterback.
End of story. End of story. Am I right or am I wrong?
If Justin Fields in the you've been like, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? It's a Hail Mary.
I would have said the same exact thing.
No.
With Andy Dalton, if it was a thrown ball. The ball didn't get thrown up. He took a sack for some dumb reason.
Okay. I agree he needs to at least give his receivers a chance. But he's not just going to be able to complete it like that. But I do agree he should give his receivers a chance. Again, but you would have said the line sucks because the line gave him no time. So if that was Justin Fields, you would have said, well, the line gave him no time. The line gave him no time. What's he supposed to do?
I would have said
it was a terrible hit. Terrible play.
I would have said the same thing. I would have said Justin Fields cannot take a sack in that position.
But you would have blamed it mostly on the line.
Well, no shit, because guess what? We know.
What are you talking about?
So guess what? Because we know Justin Fields has no help around him. You have Darnell Mooney dropping passes from him.
Neither Danny Dalton.
Oh, yeah, I know. Andy Dalton didn't benefit from that offensive line either. They suck. Justin Peters, why are you going off sides? Our false start.
Anyway. That's Andy Dalton's fault. That's Andy Dalton's fault.
Yeah.
Get his line set and get them knowing that's his fault. So that's the quarterback's fault. I don't care if anyone goes offside. It's their fault.
Anyways, regardless, the Bears lose in an embarrassing fashion that topped 2 weeks ago. It's worse because you lose this way after a bye week. How do you lose coming out of the bye week? Which now this makes this Matt Nagy 0-4 coming out of the bye week. That's 4 straight years this man has lost games coming out of the bye week. That is a fireable offense. Okay, time to go into breakdown phases. I know I just ranted and gave my story and stuff like that, but that's how I personally feel. But guess what? It's okay. It's all right. You know, this is what I'm going to tell Chicago Bear fans. Listen, losing is good. Winning is bad. That's the moral of the story. You should want the Bears to lose every single week and lose out. And what did I say? I believe I said it last week on my game recap. If we lose to the Ravens, there is a good chance we lose out the rest of the season. Yeah, I said it. We're going to lose to the 0-9 and 1 Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day. We're going to lose to those clowns. Watch. Don't trust me. The Lions suck, but Detroit's still pretty hostile territory there. And on Thanksgiving Day, the fans are rowdy because they want to see their team win on Thanksgiving Day with their ugly ass powder blue jersey and their just silver nut with nothing helmets.
I wonder if Jared Goff will be available.
If he plays, well,
if they'll go with good Tim Boyle.
I give him a good chance to win. How with Tim Boyle, I probably still give him a good chance to win because our freaking defense couldn't beat a backup quarterback today.
Huntley's not a bad player, though.
I know. That makes it even worse. So let me add this up. You lose another game coming out of the bye week. You lose almost exactly the same way you did in the Pittsburgh game, and you lose to a backup quarterback. What's going on here? You know what's going on here? A bunch of clowns, a bunch of dumbasses. And lo and behold, before the game, I see a quote by Ryan Pace said, "We're showing growth and improvement." So, Ryan Pace, let me ask you that question again. Is that what you said? Is what you saw today growth and improvement? It still shows to me that you're regressing, if anything. What a joke this team is. What a joke. A complete joke. I'm tired wasting my Sundays each and every week watching this team. Wasting 3 hours of my Sunday afternoon, my Thursday nights, or my Monday nights watching this cesspool that is the Chicago Bears. Every Chicago Bear fan says this. Everywhere. We're not like the Patriots. We're not like the Steelers. We're not like all these good teams that consistently have good years. We always have these underwhelming losses where we get our hopes up for nothing and they let us right back down. And it's guess what? We end up being the team that's just mediocre or average at best. When most and everyone on this who's a fan of this team wants this team to be above average. Be a team like the Baltimore Ravens that can have down years every now and then. But guess what? They are still pretty competitive and good, and they can make the playoffs on a consistent basis. We don't have that. Other thing we have is a young quarterback who we hope to see growth and improvement from week to week. But it's not possible with this coaching staff that doesn't prepare its players to play. It's not possible with this organization who doesn't give him the necessary help around. Please tell me, you just saw a glimpse of the future with no Allen Robinson in this game. Nothing. Darnell Mooney caught a few nice passes, but on one drive, he had 2 passes thrown to him. He dropped them. One was on 3rd down, and that was right in his breadbasket. Marquise Goodwin can get you only so long. Jakeem Grant, Bird. We didn't even target the tight ends. He only got like 1 tight end target or 2, and that's it. Cole Kmet had his biggest game 2 weeks ago, and we go completely away from that? Where's screens? Where's just some random check down? Something. This offense sucks. You can care to go over the offensive stats.
I have them up here right now for you if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Just like you want me to go, who's first?
Start with the quarterbacks.
For what team I meant? Just the Bears?
You can go both teams. I don't care.
Well, the Bears, Andy Dalton, 11-23, 201 yards, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions, sacked once for 18 yards. And Justin Fields was 4-11 for 79 yards, 0 TDs, 0 interceptions, sacked twice for 1 yard, but Fields had 4 carries for 23 yards.
I'll say this. Andy Dalton, I'll give my props. You were serviceable in today's game, and you were one of the least reasons why we lost this game. He did put us in a position, just like Justin Fields did in the Pittsburgh Steelers game, to win the game. The defense ultimately let you down. He came in serviceable. At least Andy Dalton came in when we needed him on the biggest drive. That's the only thing that matters at this point in time. He's the backup for a reason. He's not going to take you places. Justin Fields is. At least he put you in a position to win the game. Defense let him down. So that's 2 times your starting quarterback at that point in time gets the score for you, and the defense lets them down. Okay. As for Justin Fields, it's the same old, same old. He starts off slow, and then he turns it on in the second half. We don't know what he would have done in the second half if he didn't get hurt. That's all I'm going to say. And hopefully he plays Thursday. If not, then we're going to have to roll in with bum-ass Andy Dalton. That's it. You can read Tyler Huntley's stat.
He was 26-36, 219 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 6 times for 43 yards, and he had 7 carries for 40 yards.
Should not be giving up 200-plus yards to a backup quarterback. Let's be honest. Tyler Huntley looked a little scared out there after he was getting hit after a while. I still cannot understand why the Bears just didn't continuously blitz. They definitely should have blitzed on Andrew Villanueva's side a lot more because he could not block nobody.
I agree with that.
I don't know why they didn't bring pressure more from the right side with Robert Quinn. But allowing busted coverages and allowing this guy to throw over 200 yards to a backup, unacceptable. The only thing that made me happy was the fact that Mitch threw a pick. If you Bear fans didn't know, and you're not a Mitch Trubisky truther. Again, my point proven. Mitch sucks. Doesn't matter where he's at. He threw another pick. That was in garbage time too. Trash. Running backs.
So the Bears running backs, I'm not going to include the quarterbacks. I just said that. So Montgomery, 14-58. Grant, 1 for 11. Herbert, 1 for 0.
How many more for Montgomery?
Montgomery, 14.
14 carries. I'm not going to say anything. 14 carries. Okay. I clearly see Matt Nagy doesn't want to run the ball. Like always. 14 carries. Fine. All right. Ravens running backs, please.
Ravens running backs. Freeman, 16-49, a touchdown. Latavius Murray, 20 for 32. And then their fullback, 1 for 2.
Latavius Murray had 20 carries?
10.
Okay, 10. So 10 plus 16. 26 carries.
But then also Huntley had 7 and Ricard had 1. So they had total, their team was 34 for 123. And the Bears total was 20 for 92.
That's not enough. That's not enough carries for the running backs. Not enough carries. You need more carries from your running backs.
Montgomery should at least get 20 himself.
Yeah. That's the problem, man. Hey, is this an – damn it. Oh, the Clippers are surprisingly beating the Dallas Mavericks when I'm not watching.
Yeah, I have that game up if you want me to keep you updated.
No, don't. Good. They should be beating the Dallas Mavericks with no Luka Doncic. Fuck that guy. Hate his guts. He fucking blows.
His guts.
Anyways, David Montgomery. It's the same song and dance with Bear fans and stuff like that. We say give David Montgomery more carries. No, let's give him 14 carries. That's underutilizing him a bit. But guess what? You know what Matt Nagy's going to say? Well, look at the total amount of carries we got. That's no excuse. Why is your number one guy not getting more than 20 carries a game?
Yeah, 20 is not a lot for a team.
See, this is what Matt Nagy's going to do. He's going to look at the total amount of carries between everybody that ran. Justin Fields.
20 is the total team. But you still have more than 20 for your total team, I think.
Yep. You don't have to read the Ravens wide receivers, but receivers.
For the Bears?
Yep.
So, Darnell Mooney on 16 targets had 5 catches for 121 yards and a TD.
Seems like we were
then Marquise Goodwin had 4 for 104 and a TD. Jimmy Graham 2 for 25. Cole Kmet 1 for 12. 1 for 6, and Mary Bird 1 for 3. But Mooney, that's surprising. 16 targets and 5 catches. I saw Andy Dalton miss quite a few though. So
yeah, that's a little bit targeting too much of one receiver. That's not spreading the ball out. Like I said earlier, Cole Kmet had arguably one of his best games in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they had the whole team had combined 16, and then Mooney had 16. So the whole team had combined 16 targets.
Yeah,
or 17.
Yeah, Cole Kmet had his best game 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh, and for some reason we don't go his way.
He had a big catch today.
Oh, yeah, he did have a big catch, but did it mean anything? No, just picking up a measly first down. But that's the one target he got. Now tell me, Matt Nagy, why did you not scheme Cole Kmet more routes to freaking get a chance at catching the ball? Same thing. I thought Matt Nagy's Kansas City offense relies heavily on the tight end play. You got a combined total of tight ends catching the ball for 3 targets. That's pathetic. But you got a little skinny 5'11 receiver getting 16. Huh. Very interesting. There's not a lot of, I don't know, balls being thrown all over the field to other guys. That means you're not scheming other guys open. Defense. We don't need to go over the stat line for the defense. Arguably, the best defensive player for the team was probably a tie between Roquan and Robert Quinn. I'll tell you who not the MVP was. Kendall Vildor in that secondary. You want to know what else? It's again going on with my whole rant about the defensive coordinator, Sean fucking Desai. I knew this man, Sean Desai, didn't have no fucking balls. This man really, really sucks at his job. Like, my God. I'm not a defensive coordinator, so I wouldn't know. But this guy sucks at his job. Make it 2 weeks in a row how we get the offense, gives him a score, gives him a lead late in the game. What's the number one thing about winning in any damn sport you got to have. You got to have defense. Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, football, soccer, you can go through every damn sport with the exception of a few. But the number one constant thing in terms of winning championships and winning games is relying on the defense. And plain and simple, I don't understand how the defense does all this work to keep you in the game. And when we need the defense the most, they let the opposing offense literally back on their own goal line go all the way down the field and score. That's unacceptable. That can't happen. If you're going to allow that to happen, you're not doing your job. One, you're not calling the plays to put your guys in the right position. Two, maybe you're not calling plays that players on that field don't know what they're running. If you don't know, I play defense. If you don't know what coverage or man you got, it fucks up the entire defense. Just one guy not knowing what they're doing on defense can mess up a whole one play. And that's what happened there with the Sammy Watkins. One guy, one dumbass Chicago Bears player didn't know what their assignment was and whatever call that was. Because of it, Sammy Watkins was free and there was a busted coverage. You can't have that on defense. It's not like on an offense, okay, you can get a second chance at it the next down. On defense, one mistake can lead to a touchdown. Just one simple mistake. Kendall Vildor is getting targeted. Give him some safety help, damn it. Like, seriously, every game I watch, everybody, I guarantee you in the film room is this. Target number 22 on the Bears on defense. He can't cover nobody. And now you start to see more of the best players, receivers, go to number 22 instead of Jalen Johnson, who's your best cover corner. Because you don't know why? Players like Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, trying to think of another good receiver, Julio Jones, anybody are going over to Kendall Vildor's side and targeting him. And quarterbacks pick that up. Listen, I know you can't have lockdown corners on both sides, but at least the other side corner has to do good enough to hold his own. Kendall Vildor's not doing that. Every game, somebody's targeting him. You got the backup quarterback targeting him. Now, I don't know if there's a scheme. Maybe they need to change it up, and they got to tell Jalen Johnson, hey, dude, wherever the number one receiver goes for an opposing team, you follow them like glue. Don't put your other corner on an island like that. Maybe they have to do that. But in terms of Sean Desai, bro, what the fuck's going on, man? You're not doing your job. You're not having your defense prepared to play in the critical downs when we need a stop. Your sorry-ass defensive calls can keep the Bears in games. Where's that when it matters most? That's my question. This guy's a fraud as a defensive coordinator, and clearly now I see why they hired him to be the defensive coordinator. And funny enough, guess what? This guy was the safeties coach last year. Safeties? Now I see why your secondary is garbage. Anything you want to say about the defense before we get out of here?
Secondary was atrocious.
Front seven did their job. That's all I can say. Front seven did their job. But what did I say? If you're going to play this blitzing strategy, you're going to leave your secondary on an island, and they have to cover their guys. The Bears blitz. This is the most time I've seen the Bears blitz at all this season. Okay, game plan. You have to trust that your corners can be put down on an island, your corners and safeties. And clearly, Jalen Johnson was the only guy that could do that. Everyone else, no one. Listen, all right, we're getting out of here, but I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked at the Bears losing. I told this guy On the text. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. The Bears are going to let you down. You think the Bears got it and they should lock up this win, which they should have. But my friend's a Patriots fan. He doesn't know what it's like to be, cheering for a team that lets you down constantly. Trust me, I know. The Bears let you down. So I hope, to my knowledge, my friend over here knows when it's the Bears, do not bet on the Bears to win you a game. So I hope you learned that lesson the hard way, sadly.
Yeah, we could have used it, but
yeah. Hey, at least you're in first place, though.
In the AFC East.
So, yeah. But listen, end of the story as I end off this little thing is this. The Bears, what did I say? They suck. And they're not going to get any better till Matt Nagy's fired. So this is what I asked the question. What is it going to take for this guy to get fired? The McCaskies want to be, the ownership wants to be, we don't do in-season firings. It's funny enough, when Andy Dalton scored the touchdown, they showed old-ass Virginia McCaskey celebrating like she was probably in 1985 when the Bears won the Super Bowl. I wish they panned over to her face when they saw the fucking Bears give up the touchdown to the Ravens. She probably would have been like, with her old ass, probably having another damn heart attack at her 97. Good God. So my question is this. What more is it going to take for Matt Nagy to be fired? What more?
A loss to the Lions might do it.
Honestly, dude, if they lose to the 0-9 Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day on national TV, oh my God, you might hear probably the greatest rants on this channel of all time. Please, go on and lose to the Lions. Go on and lose to the Lions. That happens. Oh, I am roasting each and every one of their asses. That includes Justin Fields, too. He won't be let off the hook. I love Justin Fields, but if he's going to go up in there and lose to the Detroit Lions, I'll be roasting his ass, too.
Can't wait for it.
So, lose to Detroit. Chicago Bears, do me a favor. Lose to the Detroit Lions. See what happens. Because at that point, you might as well have nobody show up in Soldier Field if they lose to the damn Lions. You lose to an undefeated Lions team or a winless Lions team. Please lose to those guys. My God. The headlines on SportsCenter, Fox Sports will be lighting up. Chicago Bears, led by Matt Nagy, loses to the 0-9 Detroit Lions. Wow. That will be some headline. I can only see the Chicago Sun-Times headlines too. Holy, you can. Oh my goodness. And hey, at least the good thing is I have to wait 3 days for the next Bears game. So I won't be affected. 2, I'm getting my Switch in, so I'm going to get Pokemon. My birthday's coming up. I'm good. Other than the Chicago Bears. I'm happy. The Angels got Noah Syndergaard. The Clippers, well, they suck, so I could care less about them. But the Bears, I already know what they are. They suck. Like garbage.
Was your birthday on Thanksgiving last year?
Huh?
Wasn't your birthday on Thanksgiving last year?
I don't remember.
Did the Bears win last Thanksgiving?
The last time the Bears played on Thanksgiving, they won. That's all I know.
When was that?
I think that was 2 years ago when we still had Mitch.
Mitch threw a pick.
But, yeah, for some odd reason, the NFL decides, like, we like Bears versus Lions on Thanksgiving Day for some odd reason. Don't know why we're playing them for, like, the third straight, not third straight year, like 3 out of the last 4 years on Thanksgiving Day. I'm tired of this. I don't want to stress out eating my macaroni and cheese. Yo, I don't eat turkey. I eat mac and cheese on my Thanksgiving.
You don't eat both?
Huh?
You don't eat both?
Don't eat both of what?
You don't have turkey and macaroni and cheese?
No, I eat my mac and cheese. My mom's mac and cheese is great. I don't eat
turkey.
I don't eat turkey.
On Thanksgiving?
No, I don't eat no damn turkey on Thanksgiving.
Does your family?
My family does, yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
So instead of that, I'll have some salad, some macaroni and cheese, some monkey bread, and I'll be watching the Bears early, first thing in the morning, probably get their asses whooped by the damn Detroit Lions. Or not get their asses probably losing a close game. I'm going to come up here with my damn Cleo Mack jersey, wondering, why the Bears lost this game. I'll find out the whys because Matt Nagy needs to find out the whys. That's his phrase. We need to just understand the whys and to go look back and look at the tape of why we lost our game. I guarantee you that's what he's going to look like. I can't wait to see Matt Nagy's press conference because his skin probably looks even paler than it did last week against the damn Steelers or 2 weeks ago. For some reason, every time the Bears lose, Matt Nagy's skin looks even paler than last time. I'm starting to wonder if he's getting old hairs. Anyways, sadly, I'll be back to ruin Thanksgiving Day as the Bears, for my sanity, lose to the Detroit Lions. Now, that's what I said. What is it going to take? The Detroit Lions beating you guys to finally fire Matt Nagy? Honestly, if they lose to the Detroit Lions, you might as well go up into the locker room and say, hey, man, happy Thanksgiving. You're fired. There you go. And you hand him his pink slip, and he goes home to his family eating turkey right down, literally Detroit and Chicago and Illinois aren't far away from each other. Michigan and Illinois, they ain't far. It's probably like an hour flight anyways. So, in other words, my whole thing is this. If he gets fired after Thanksgiving Day game, well, then he's going back to his family telling them, sadly, I lost my job. I should not be actively cheering for a man to lose his job, but you make me do it, Chicago Bears.
Around the holidays, just terrible.
Yep. Anyways, look, I think we said enough. Any closing thoughts you would like to say?
I think we pretty much covered it.
I don't know how long this video was. This video felt like a damn hour, to be honest. I don't care. I love to talk about this team. Well, sometimes. But listen, whatever it takes for Matt Nagy to lose his job. So if losing to the 0-9 Detroit Lions isn't going to take for Matt Nagy to lose his job, then we really are going to have to wait for the rest of the year, because after this loss, I don't see how that is. Honestly, if you lose to Detroit Lions, that might be the lowest part of the season.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, that might be like the nail in the coffin.
That it has to be.
Because if you lose to a winless team, that's it. You might as well probably just forfeit the rest of your games. Honest to God. Honestly, if they lose to the Lions, I might not cover no more fucking Bears game. Because what's the point anymore? Like, literally, what would be the point of covering a Bears game after they lose to the winless Lions? Or if they lose to the winless Lions? Nothing to talk about. I can just go watch my Sundays and just go do my homework like I am about to now. Thank God I only have discussion board posts I got to post. Anyways, me and my friend Matt Swarmster are going to get out of here. Hopefully we entertained you for, I guess, an hour or two. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Chicago Bears' embarrassing loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Will they find some way to top themselves next week? Find out on Dragon Ball Z on Thanksgiving Day special. And then I'll come back on Thursday for Thanksgiving Day special video. I wasn't planning on doing no videos on Thanksgiving Day, but the Bears leave me with no fucking choice. So I'll be back Thanksgiving Day. Are you going to be on that video or no?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. I'll be back me and my co-host will be back for Thanksgiving Day to talk Bears fucking Lions. For my sanity, I kind of hope the Bears lose, really, to be honest, because then that just puts me out of my misery and makes me know that this team absolutely reeks. And if there's anything tomorrow morning of the headline that Matt Nagy's fired, you best believe I'm making a video. Please, McCaskies, fire Mr. Matthew Nagy. I want the clown to confront me right here now. Come on my channel right now. Explain to me why you feel like you've been wronged if you get fired. I'll be the first person to allow you on the channel. I can Zoom link you, Matt Nagy. Trust and believe. I'll be the first person to allow you on my channel as my special guest, and you can explain why you thought the Bears did you dirty if you end up getting fired. But you will. So, it's okay. And you can tell me how much you feel about Justin Fields and how you're sabotaging him and all this other bullshit. Anyways, I'm done with this shit. We can all bear the fuck down and wait till Thanksgiving Day when we're eating our turkeys and our mac and cheeses and our cranberry sauces and our monkey bread and anything else you eat on Thanksgiving Day. as we all watch the Chicago Bears lose in the morning. And then we'll probably switch to something else and then enjoy the rest of it. Hell, isn't the Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving Day?
I'll be giving my I don't know.
Oh, well, the Egg Bowl, then I'm watching Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. I guarantee you that. I'll guarantee you something. Freaking hell, they'll look better than what the Bears look like. Anyway, so I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. Like the video. Put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Chicago Bears content or any other content on the channel, like any other anime content. If you like My Hero Academia, I uploaded my My Hero Academia manga chapter review. So I'm going to be doing Black Clover later tonight. I also talked about the last One Piece episode, which was episode 1000. I would like that to get a lot of flack, please. Other than that, we'll see you guys Thursday for Bears versus Lions game recap. Till then, guys, have a great rest of your day and stay safe up there. Peace.